Can we give Fat Joe his flowers? I just want to give Fat Joe his flowers.
Yeah, we can.
I started watching that Breakfast Club interview.
Bro, I don't think... I know you said Premier, I think, yeah? Gives the best interview, did you say? Or
No, it's Fat
who
Joe.
did you say?
Premier, yeah.
Yeah, Primo.
I personally feel like there's two people that are better than him. Noriega and Fat Joe. I think Fat Joe gives the best interviews hands down. Fat Joe's vivid stories are crazy. And Fat Joe's really batty.
He's hilarious.
Primo tells just as good stories.
I feel you, but not in the animated way Fat Joe does.
Cool, but it's a lot more knowledgeable. It's a lot more like nerdy. Maybe that's why I like it.
Yeah, but then I just like the stories when he's like, yo, we used to grab up the DJs. Like, who's gonna fuck up DJ Clue? Like, stuff like that gasses
Who
me,
Kid?
bro. Yeah, Who Kid, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, yo, and Who Kid's a bit
Who Kid
geeky.
would be the one to fuck up?
Yeah, you go.
No, they kidnapped him. They actually kidnapped him.
But look at his
That
little
was
droopy-
hilarious.
Like his little droopy face, fam. He looks like he gets kidnapped on their rigs.
Any man called Who Kid is probably an easy target.
Not me, fam. Shout out to 50 Cent. But like, who's trying to call my line, bruv? It's my mum.
You want to pick up?
Ahoya. Makusha nini wahanaya.
Somalian speak so
Sayo
fast.
kaya
doesn't he?
lochoga. De wahanaya.
Guy's busy bone on the phone, fam.
Where he go record this idea?
Or crazy bone. One of them bones.
Ahoya.
One of them bones.
Well, you like inshallah soon. I mean.
Yo, that's funny.
Makusha nini wallahi makusha nini. Hey,
Yeah, you're right.
it's not good.
You feel me?
Yo, fam, disrespect my religion and my country.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 16 of the Rhymes Like Dimes podcast with Yemi, Mo, and Peter. We are back again, gentlemen. What's going on?
What's going on?
What's good, man? We're here.
Everyone's energetic today, like
yeah,
that.
we're here, man.
We here.
Back again
We live, baby. We live.
after another successful episode with Mello. Shout out Mello.
Big up Mello.
Yo,
Our
big up
second
Mello,
guest.
big up you, big up the whole family.
Yes, thank you everyone for listening and tuning in. Again, thank you for tuning in whenever you have, whether from episode 1, episode 2, 12, 9, whatever. We appreciate all the support. Again, shout out to Mello for the guest appearance. Really enjoyed it. Gentlemen, how's your week been?
Nah, legit. Like throughout the week, just working, talking, chilling. Chopped out with Mello after the podcast, just chilling with him, man. He was telling me about one artist. He spoke about him in the last episode as well.
Miller Blue.
Yeah, Miller Blue, one guy
Yeah.
who's way managers. You met him at the wedding as well.
Yeah.
Nice guy, man. Dope artist. I like it so far.
You heard it,
It's
you
definitely
did?
in your bag. Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, it's still dope, but it's definitely in your bag.
I'm surprised you like it because that's like, you man always get onto me about R&B and my soul and that, and it's exactly that.
Definitely your bag.
So I'm surprised you like it, but no, well done for listening, no?
Who would you compare him to?
No comparison just yet.
Too soon?
Yeah, too soon. He's got his own sound at the moment. I think he's really talented. He does all the production himself, which is impressive.
Does he?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Mello was telling me. And yeah, I enjoyed it, man. So yeah, big him up, man. Big
Salute to
up
him,
Mellow
man. I
Blue.
just wanted to talk
Shout
about
out to him, man. Peter, how was your week, man?
My week's been cool, man. You know, just working, laying low as always. I was supposed to go JLEC on Friday. But
Yeah.
That
I
pissed me
didn't
off,
go.
bro.
Why'd that piss you
That
off?
pissed me off, bro.
No, it wasn't my
Nah,
fault.
that
Basically, because
pissed me off,
my boy told me about it like months ago, and I told him that I've already seen him a couple times. I'm not that excited to see him again. No disrespect to JLEC, but it's the same songs. Like, how many times can you really do the same songs?
His performances are not exciting.
You feel me? So I was still debating whether to go, but I decided not to because I had other plans. So yeah, but my week's been alright, man. Quiet as always, you know, just
Yeah,
figuring
man.
life out as always.
JLEC will literally perform Exhibit A.
Exhibit C.
Was it Nigga We Made It? He'll do Letter to Fallon. Then he'll do Exhibit C, where he'll walk through the crowd. He won't even rap the damn song. He'll just let the beat flow, do a couple words here and there, and then the security will struggle to lift him up because he's obviously very stocky. So I've seen that 3 times.
Enough.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I'm surprised
So
people still book him.
I want to see Jay Electronica live.
They book him off the promise, innit?
Boy,
I want to see him live. If you told me you had
15 years promise, yeah, or 10 years promise.
I mean, hey,
yo,
That's
we're not-
mad.
We're
it's
not,
a lot of promise, man.
we're not
mad.
doing this. We're not
It's a lot of promise.
It's the truth.
Yeah, how was your week?
Oh, you remember to ask this time?
Thank you for asking. Someone did.
Hey, man, I'm here for you, brother, man.
Thank you. Yeah, week was good. Work, sleep, shit. That's all.
Well, all right then.
Welcome to the layer cake, son.
Thank you.
The what cake?
Layer cake. You ain't seen layer cake?
Nah.
You haven't seen layer cake?
Nah.
Watch it.
What's layer cake?
It's a film.
It's a film about like East End gangsters, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Daniel Craig.
Is Danny Dyer on that?
Nah.
Oh, was I meant to watch this?
It's kind of like a classic.
No, it's because your
Naughties
brother is
British.
shot.
Yeah, no,
and
it's a
stuff like
classic
that.
film though.
You
so
haven't watched. I don't remember
it's
what
quite
the fuck was-
surprising.
It's a classic British film in the 21st century.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So was James Bond. I've never seen a James Bond in my life.
I hadn't either until very
That's
recently.
crazy.
You watch James Bond?
Yeah.
I haven't watched Lord of the Rings either.
Neither do I. That's weird.
The first one I watched was Skyfall, and even then I was like,
You didn't like Skyfall?
it was alright.
Okay.
Until Idris Elba becomes, I'm not watching it. Or a female, a black one.
How would it work with a female though?
I think
Finesse guys.
it's way more likely to be a female than Idris Elba.
Yeah.
I think at this point.
Yeah, Black James Bond's a myth.
Really?
Yeah, well, maybe not a myth, but I think
A
they're
Black
gonna
James Bond?
I think it's more lucrative maybe to have a woman do it.
I just think,
How would that work though?
Just replace James Bond with a woman.
Yeah, but what will her
replace the
name
love.
be though?
Something sexual probably.
Jamie Bond?
Jamie Bond.
I'm sick.
That works.
I'm telling you, I got bars, man. I'm not interested to watch the film. Zero.
Feel you.
Like James
James
like
Bond
Star
is-
Wars.
James Bond is live to
It's
me,
like Star
man.
Wars for me.
Well, do you know what you do have an interest in?
What?
Hip hop. So let's start talking about hip hop.
Yeah, you brought that back amazingly.
Thank you very much.
Because I was going to get to Star Wars and how that shit. But
Thank you. Well, I'm starting. All right, cool. Well, the only stars are us, and we're worrying about hip hop.
I'll
That's
talk
what we
your
do.
shit,
That's
fam.
what
You
we
in
do.
your bag,
That's
fam.
what we do. That's what
Shout
we
out
do.
to Tsunami, sir.
See the wordplay, bro. I do my job. Anyway,
Terminator shit.
and on that note, let's get on to the first topic. So, I guess we just wanted to get into an album that came out recently from one of the premier rappers, MCs of hip hop, the decade, and just like of recent times. The MC known as Rapsody, she released an album called Eve. I think it was at the beginning of this month or something like that. Can't remember how many tracks it is. How many tracks?
16.
16 tracks. It's a concept album, and each song is named after a prominent woman in American / world history. So you have
Oprah,
Aaliyah, Serena.
Ibtihaj.
The Ibtihaj. Who's Ibtihaj, by the way?
She was a fencer.
It's a black Muslim woman who fences.
Yeah.
It's the first woman to win an Olympic gold for America wearing a hijab.
Dope.
And yeah, that's essentially her story.
Yeah.
I mean,
Iman.
because Iman's the first
Afeni.
Somali black African model,
Yes.
and she's Somali.
Was married to David Bowie as well.
We don't count that bit.
Wow. Why
Big
not?
up David Bowie. He's a
No,
legend,
no,
man.
no.
David Bowie is a legend.
No,
You don't like David
And he
Bowie?
was down. He was about it. He was down with us.
was he?
Yeah.
No, he was conscious.
I
He
didn't
was very
know that. I didn't
conscious.
know
Yeah.
that.
I mean, he married a man.
I mean, I would rather her marry Ahmed.
I feel you. Afeni as well. Shout out to Afeni
Shout out to
Shakur.
Afeni
Rest in
Shakur.
peace. Michelle Obama.
Nina Simone.
Nina Simone. Maya Angelou. Whoopi Goldberg.
Cleopatra.
No,
Is that not Cleo?
it's Cleo from Set It Off.
Swear.
Queen Latifah's character.
Queen Latifah. Oh, she said a Breakfast Club, innit?
Yeah.
But I think everyone just thought it was Cleopatra. But it was Cleo. Oh, yeah, because Queen Latifah's even on the... Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get the idea. Very much women-centered, tribute to women, black women as well, black girl magic, all that stuff. It's got a lot of features. It's got J. Cole, it's got Sir, Jid, Queen Latifah, Elvana, D'Angelo, Jizza, K. Roosevelt, Lakely 47, who's a very dope MC.
Is it Lakely or Licky Lee?
It's not Lakely Lee.
Yeah, we're going with Lakely.
There's already a Lakely Lee. I think it's Lakely.
We're going with Lakely.
I think it's Lakely or Leakely. Either way, she's like a master rapper, female MC. She's dope. So yeah, I guess we just want to get into what we thought about the album, basically. Mohammed, what are your thoughts?
I think it's the best album this year.
Oof.
Wow,
Straight away.
Oof.
I'm not going to
that is the hottest of hot takes.
I don't think it is. Because I think I was riding with Little Sims' album for the longest. Even last episode I said Little Sims. And I was listening to Rapsody. I've been a Rapsody fan for a minute. I think we all have here. I think there's only been maybe one rapper or two that's been out rapping her for the last 3 years. Out of the new, out of 2012 onwards. So, not including the Hoves, the Nas's. I'll say Kendrick and afterwards. I think there's only 2 people that are out rapping her. I think outside Cole and Kendrick, and Cole's even, I think Cole's, only because of Cole's, if Cole didn't have his last year, I would have said Rapsody has been getting busy. But anyway, Rapsody for me is top 3 rappers out of the new wave that go the hardest. So already I've put in her that kind of echelon. Kendrick, Cole, Rapsody. She's already at that level for me. So with this album, because I've loved her last album, I forgot the name of it. To me, it deserved all the plaudits it got.
Layla's Wisdom.
Yeah, to me, that's one of the best albums I heard that year as well. So the pressure was on her for this album, I think, disgustingly. There's a lot for you to follow it up, and because a lot of people could be like, it was a fluke. So for her to follow it up, for her to even think of outside the box to be like, I'm going to name each of my songs a meaning and a rap about it. The music, everything just fitted with this album. From the music videos to the bars to what it was called to the beat production to the flow. The Queen Latifah feature. I didn't know. I'll let Peter get into that because I can't feel he wants to get into that because I was going to get.
I want to get into that too
because I was going to talk about it, but I hadn't. As soon as I said Queen Latifah, Peter gave me a look.
Because
I was genuinely going to talk about her feature because to me,
man.
For her to be rapping like that in 2019. I don't want to hear it, man. And she needs to get her flowers as well because sometimes she gets overlooked.
Oh, 100%.
But I'll let Peter get into
No
his
doubt.
bag,
No,
man.
I loved everything about this album, man. From the album cover, it was just so black and I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love from that to the names of the songs, man. I love the fact that, she's shining light and bigging up, prominent black women all over the world. I just thought it was amazing. And the themes throughout the album as well, man, I think really important. For some reason, when I finished listening to the album, I felt like this is like a sister project to Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly. It just gave me that feel.
Oh, yeah, I like what you done there.
I was thinking about it and I haven't quite structured out the thought, so I need some time to think about it, but that was my initial feeling. So from the production, I really enjoyed. I liked that she, because I think because she has been rapping over Ninth Wonder type production for so long, that heavy, soul sample driven type of production, it's easy to get pigeonholed into only stick by that. Some may say that's kind of her comfort zone, but I feel like on this album, you get that, but she also has experimented with different types of production as well, a bit more bouncier type of production. And that's not necessarily my bag, but I appreciated what she tried to do. She kind of gave me like that Jay feel sometimes where she was flowing over these different types of production. And I was really impressed, man. Like, another feeling I had when I finished listening as well was like, she kind of gives me that feel of like Jay and Lauren like mashed into one. Like, she's a poet, but she can like just flow to anything.
She's extremely confident.
Yeah, it's a poet being maybe the Lauryn Hill side of things and then the flow being the more Jay side of things.
What you
mean. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I just really enjoy the album, man. I love the fact that like it's so heavily focused on, black woman empowerment. And I feel like she's just speaking to so much that, people need to pay attention to. Not only is this like album like, not only will it speak to black women, I feel like it will speak to black men as well. There were so many different types of themes, like I think on Afeni, where she kind of was rapping about, how black women are treated by black men. And I quite enjoyed that. And I liked the way it sampled Tupac's Keep Your Head Up chorus, or I think it was chorus or one of the verses. And I like the way she uses that to kind of speak to, questioning maybe how some black men may treat black women. I just thought it was really important, man. So I love this whole album, bro. I love the whole album, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a really dope album. I loved the concept from beginning to end. I think anytime a black woman is given flowers, whether that's like in politics or sport or any kind of walk of life, it's a win for everybody. So she did really well, like highlighting every woman that she named the song after. I think she's like supremely confident, man. She almost carries like a male swagger about her in the sense of like her confidence. And
she knows she's dope.
She knows she's nice and she has definitely improved. Like Layla's Wisdom was like such a dope album, but she's managed to top it. As far as like bars, production, Knife Wonder went in, shout out to him. Like the features, like everything was just like really good. And I feel like it's just taken, as much as like Layla's Wisdom kind of broke her through to like a mainstream, obviously she got like a Grammy nomination and stuff. I think Eve it's probably a little bit more like, not niche, but it's a little bit more like in the bag of like MCing and concept. So, but it kind of shows that she is such a dope artist and shows that she can really like weave together certain themes and really come to, so that for them to really come together and make a really cohesive and like really tightly condensed and dope album. Like highlights, Ibtihaj is just such a dope song. I love the Jizza song Liquid Swords. So that flip was amazing, and we got a verse from Jizza as well, which is dope. Queen Latifah, man.
Oh yeah, and I didn't even get to touch
Queen
on that,
Latifah,
man.
bro.
I was so shocked.
She could have gone on for about 10 more minutes, and I would have loved every minute of it.
I was so shocked because I'm not gonna lie, man. I haven't been that exposed to her music, so I probably don't know about her rapping abilities that well. So when I heard the verse, I was like, "Wow, who is that?" I had to look on my phone. I was like, "Who's this featured on this track?" Bro, she was barring.
All day.
Queen Latifah was barring.
And I don't know how much she raps nowadays, but
She doesn't.
she barely raps nowadays.
Maybe that's
isn't it?
also the shock as well. She doesn't do it. Like,
That's
she's been
what-
in films for so long.
But that shows you how dope Rapsody is. Like Queen Latifah won't rap for anybody.
Yeah.
She might not. I'm sure Remy Mars wanted a verse from Rapsody. Queen Latifah, Nicki. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure they've asked.
Maybe.
So for her to co-sign Rapsody shows you how dope rap. Do you know what I mean? I don't think Queen Latifah's out here giving bars to everybody. She clearly isn't.
And I'm so like royal about this tune, innit?
Like-
I think it was named after the first Egyptian pharaoh.
Yeah.
And there was just something like just so regal about it. I really enjoyed, man. Like just like there was this presence that they both had.
It was a perfect setup, and then
Yeah.
she just barred and barred and barred. It's like, even though she came up on like with like Tribe and De La Soul and them, man, like decades ago, she sounded like she was like a new school rapper.
Yeah, but I was so happy she didn't sound dated.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
Yeah, man.
Like,
'Cause
the
I-
flow was perfect. Like everything was
Punchlines,
just,
everything,
the punchlines,
man,
everything,
like-
man. It was dope.
The references, I just enjoyed
man.
that whole
rolled
feature,
back.
man.
She really rolled back the years there. She might have rapped better on that verse than she ever has.
That might have been my favorite feature, my best feature on the
Bruv,
album.
like it's crazy because I think I put Queen Latifah as one of my pick of
Yeah,
the
you
weeks.
did, yeah.
Like, I'm a Queen Latifah fan. Like, I think I even said it that day where I was like, "Yo, she doesn't get her flowers." I've always been a Queen Latifah fan. Like I'm not gonna like I really like her rapping. I've always when I heard it, I was like, "Yeah, it's different. It's different."
So even to you as a
Yeah,
fan,
bro,
it
it's
was
different,
different.
bro. It's different from. It's like Fisher just got an itch and was like, "Let me just remind these people." Like you know when you just need to remind people
Remind them,
something. Yeah, like
You need
Jay
to
does
flex-
it.
just a
Jay
little
does
flex,
it. Jay,
innit? Yeah.
Jay does it a lot. Jay
Yeah.
does that a lot. Jay reminds people a lot. Like don't get it. Like Jay will go on a future track. Just remind people like, "Yo, who I am."
Let me just little show these man,
Yeah,
like, yo,
let me
I
just
still
show
got
these,
this
like-
sort of
That's
thing.
how
Yeah,
I felt about Jizza. Because
Yeah.
Jizza doesn't rap much. He's like more of like a lecturer, like an intellectual now.
You don't find him.
So what you know what I'm saying? Even he even said it like the first opening line was like, "It's very hard to find me when I'm like under the radar."
Yeah.
And he was just dope, man. He was in his pocket, like that was his beat essentially that RZA made from way back when, and he just like breathed new life into it, and it was just dope. So I think Rapsody had this like really dope way of just like reintroducing like legends who we thought might not necessarily be washed up, but we hadn't heard from for so long, and like they can still obviously really rap, and that was another like just. It was nice. It was a nice icing to the cake of the album, basically.
And I feel like she's a great storyteller too. And I don't feel like I picked up on it before. Like she's got a song called Mirrorly, which is named I think she was the wife of Medgar Evers, who was a civil rights activist. And I like the way she kind of told that story in a sense as well. And I think she did it in like one verse. I think there was a second verse, but that lent away from the actual story. Whereas the first verse was quite focused on that. And I like the way she did that, man, because a lot of people don't really know too much about, her story. I think we hear about Coretta Scott King as like, being a widow to MLK and that. But Medgar Evers was equally as important in the civil rights movement too. So to hear, a story about, his partner and somebody who was probably his backbone when he was out here trying to fight for us, I thought that was dope. And I just like the way she did it, man. I don't know, bro. I love being black, man.
Yeah, man.
I love being black,
feel you,
man.
man.
I love it.
But I do like the balance as well, like between the Michelles and the Aaliyahs, the well-known people, and then the Ibti Hodges.
Very
as well,
well-rounded.
Like, very well-rounded as well.
sprinkles
So,
it up.
yeah, man.
up.
So obviously she's very woke about like black women doing bits in the world and society, and
It's crazy.
They've been doing bits.
Yeah, but like it's because she was Muslim and black. I've always known Ibtihaj Muhammad. Like I've generally always known from when she won the gold. But like not a lot of people knew about her.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah, that's my
I
point.
wasn't aware of
I
it.
knew about her just because maybe it's because it's in my
Your consciousness.
yeah,
innit?
like my life. Like
Yeah.
I'm Muslim, I'm black. You know the minute a black Muslim does sign. Do you know what I mean? First hijab. Plus it was on my Twitter feed a lot when she won gold. But like the first hijab black woman that's won gold from America, boom, it's on my timeline.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or like a Somali girl playing basketball in the hijab, it's on my timeline.
Yeah.
So like for her to even make a record about her, bruv, please tell me you guys have seen the music video for Ibtihaj.
Yeah, seen it.
Yes.
Yeah, that was dope.
Bro,
That
like
was dope. Yeah,
it was 10-10.
yeah.
Like all the black women wearing headscarf.
Really enjoyed that.
Because like when you think Muslim people, like as much as we know black people are Muslim, what's the first thing that everyone thinks of? Like
Terrorism.
Asians and Arabs and terrorism.
Yeah.
Like they don't really think about the black Muslims. Do you know what I mean? So like for her to be like, no, like yo, look, bruv, do you know what I mean? Like, look, we're here too. Not saying she's Muslim, but like, yo, we're
Like,
me
there's
personally,
excellence
like me
and-
personally, like,
yeah.
yo, we're here too. Like black Muslims are here. Whether you're Ghanaian, Nigerian, Somali, Riva, whatever, like, yo, we're here too. But that music video for me, I don't know if it hit me differently because I'm Muslim. It hit me differently, bro. That music video was perfect. Like, I loved every bit of it. I even said it to my sister, like, yo, check this out.
Yeah.
I swear. I even said it to my sister, like, yo, you need to watch this.
As
It's dope.
as black men, what did you, man? How did this album make you feel?
Um,
Did it make you feel like maybe just
we need to give
in
mine.
society you need to do more for black women?
Well,
It's a tricky one, man. I get what you mean, though.
Do you know what I mean?
I
Because I,
get
feel
what
like
you
the
mean.
album was asking a lot of vital questions.
I think
it made me certainly look at my interactions with black women and whether I really acknowledged their struggle.
you can never acknowledge
Well,
someone's struggle.
Of course you can.
No, not to the T.
you can acknowledge it.
You can acknowledge it, but never understand.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It made me like, maybe it made me just zoom in on it even more so.
What
Yeah,
did you say?
100%, 100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Malcolm X said it. Didn't he say something about like
Black women are probably the most
He said the
disrespected.
most disrespected and the most
disrespected.
screened
Yeah.
women in the world are black women.
is the black woman, and that's very much the case. I think because Rapsody came through with the last album in a way that maybe not as much harping on like the black woman's struggle as much as this album, it was kind of already aware in her work as far as like generally. It definitely made me think that it definitely reinforced my belief that black women are treated like absolute shit in society, and that needs to change because they are the foundation. As far as my like day-to-day interactions with black women, I suppose it's kind of hard because like it's like, where do you start? Even trying to like right the wrongs of so many decades and centuries of subjugation from like on the hands of like black women.
But not only just from white men, also from black men.
Yeah, 100%.
I wouldn't say it's changed my approach.
Okay.
It's made me self-reflect.
I think that's more so what I was looking for.
Yeah,
I probably didn't
yeah.
phrase it properly.
Yeah.
Just more
It's made me
awareness on our part.
Yeah, it's maybe self-reflect
Yeah.
because as much as we think about career Scott King, we don't think about the wives of these guys because it's always the men that are front line.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah,
what
I feel like if
Bar
you're-
Rosa Parks, you don't think about the women of the civil rights era.
Right.
If you're anyone who isn't a black woman who's listening to this album and not gone away with any kind of perspective about their greatness, then you haven't been listening.
You haven't listened to the
Because-
album properly.
You haven't listened to the album properly. You haven't seen any of the song titles. You haven't seen anything. So it definitely gets you thinking in a way.
Do you think you need to be black for the album to hit you the way it's hit
Not at all.
us?
I think it would even be great for white people, whether you're male or female, to listen to this album and take it in as well. Because I'm sure they don't really have an appreciation for the struggle of a black woman either.
I feel you.
Especially them.
Definitely not.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I
don't
think
want to.
I think it'd be brilliant for them to also take it. I think the album's for everyone, man.
I've got a question for you guys.
Mm.
From what I'm hearing, the way you guys are raving about the album, is it potential to be your best?
It's still too early for me.
Too early.
It's still too early for me. It's a bloody great album.
You know, sometimes when you could, I don't mean to cut your face,
Yeah.
by the way. You know, sometimes when we've had a conversation when you could tell. Let me not word it. It's my best album. It's my favorite album of the year, hands down.
Okay.
Easily my favorite album of the year. I still think it's the best, but if you feel
I
like it's too
thoroughly enjoyed everything about the time,
It's
especially
definitely-
because I'm so content driven
Yeah, you are.
as well. And the content in this really speaks to me. So it probably will end up in one of my best albums of the year lists. But I still want to wait because it's been a long year. There were still albums I've probably forgotten that have dropped earlier this year. So I want to wait.
For me, it's definitely top 5
cool.
albums of the year. Rap albums of the year, 100%.
I think it's been a
Hands
week.
down.
I feel like it's been a week, yeah.
From everything, everything, bruv. Everything. I think like, especially albums these days don't really, especially from like mainstream commercial artists, like they don't really hit in the same way because maybe because of the running length is too short, or maybe they're trying to chase too many hits, or there isn't too much of a like tight, condensed like concept or anything. Like this was an album, man. This was a proper album, not just like a collection of songs together. It really weaved together in the right way, to which like, and it deserves its praise, the praise that it's getting. And I definitely feel like it's definitely one of the best albums of the year.
This is what I need Cole to do. I don't mean to cut you off.
That's cool.
That's what I need Cole to do. Just focus on one subject and just bodied that album.
I mean, he tried to
But
do that with
even
KOD.
and even speaking on focusing on one subject, I just felt like it wasn't even redundant. Like I felt like she was just giving me so many different perspectives of
It's because a new angle every song.
yeah, and I just thought that was brilliant, man. And the way she was even able to marry the content and the production, because that's not easy. It's so easy in this day and age to come across preachy, especially when you're speaking about things like she's speaking about. There's constantly, I feel like the self-love aspect is on every single track. And even in that sense, for some people it might be boring, but I feel like she kept it entertaining on every track.
Yeah.
And the flipping of the flows as well was probably what did that as well as different types of production.
I got a question for you guys.
And again, like, sorry to cut you off, but and again, like, there's a very fine line between like being educational and being preachy.
Yeah.
I feel like she was not preachy at all. I feel like she was educating a lot of people, and she kept it G with it as well. So again, like that's also like a very like hard balancing act to really achieve. Because you could easily venture on the preachy, like, oh yeah, look at this black woman, she did great. Look at this black woman, she did great. Praise them, like know them.
Yeah.
But she kept it all the way consistent with. And again, it goes back to the swagger, it goes back to the confidence, it goes back to the flows. Like she's just that girl. She's that woman, man.
I
feel like, sorry to cut you off, man. I feel like I'm getting old though, you know, because there are certain samples in this in the album that made me feel like, oh, that was released back then, and I remember when it was released.
We're getting to that age. I've always mentioned this. We're getting to the age now where we really know what samples.
Because
Also, Peter's 80 years old.
shut the hell up.
He is.
But one of my favorite songs on the album was a song called
man.
Maya, after Maya Angelou, and it had the Erykah Badu Green Eyes sample, and that's one of my favorite Erykah songs.
Audience, Peter's wearing an Erykah Badu shirt.
He is.
This needs to be the album, the podcast cover.
No,
man.
it doesn't.
Oh, actually, you're
Definitely
really
does.
are an
No, it
Eric
doesn't.
about.
Yeah, man. I didn't even mean to do that, man. It just happened.
Shout out to J Electronica.
We're not talking about Erykah Badu.
Anyway,
RG 3000.
I feel you.
The
And
DLC.
DOC. But yeah,
7.
you man gonna let me go?
Any more?
I mean, we got off Mo twice.
Any more?
Go.
We did. Well, who's counted?
Mars,
Who's Mars?
7
her daughter, innit?
Oh,
and 7.
And 7, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
hey man.
Can I go on?
Shout out to 7.
All right, cool. Yeah, I just enjoyed that sample, man. I just like the way they flips that. That was crazy, man.
That's all you had?
That's all I had. That's all I wanted to say, and you man wouldn't even let me land.
So, was her last album a classic for you guys? Just out of curiosity.
It was a great album. It wasn't a classic.
All right, cool. So, but we can safely say she's
It was a great album, man.
So we can safely say it's not too soon to say she's had back-to-back great albums.
Not
No.
at all. Not at all.
Back to back great albums.
It's safe to say that not a lot of females have done that.
Do you know what? Stop. I don't want to do that. I don't want to split it. Let's not split it. Let's not say females.
No, I just want to ask a question.
But for the sake of
for
argument.
the sake of argument,
For the
because
sake
I've
of
already told you
argument.
Rhapsody's top 3 for me alive.
Alright, cool.
I've already bona fide said 2008 onwards, Rhapsody's top 3.
Because I'm there too.
Yeah, Rhapsody-
she's
top
probably
3 for me.
top 3, top 4 best rappers in the game right now.
To me, she's top 3 enough for so no even split. I'm
Alright,
just saying, female rappers of all time, she's done enough to be in my top 5.
I think
But
she's
this-
done,
bro,
I, think
that's-
she's done enough to be in the top 5.
But that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I feel like we need to stop.
No, but just for the sake of argument,
No,
you could-
but that,
no,
yeah,
you
but that's
can't-
the issue, though. I feel like that needs to not be an argument.
No,
though.
you can separate
No,
female.
but
and
we
male.
shouldn't know.
You can though.
But that's the biggest issue that I feel like female MCs have and females full stop have.
no, like Rhapsody is. I could say Rhapsody.
Yeah,
you
but
could
where?
compare-
Yeah, it's a male-dominated genre of music, but I think we should try and stay away
No,
from that.
because no, you can still have the debate of. I get what you're saying. Rhapsody,
you know what I'm saying?
Rhapsody will still be my top 15 of all time, whatever. Like when it's all said and done, I've got a feeling
It's going to be a
she's gonna
debate
that good.
regardless.
But you
because
can still
people-
separate-
because it's by our natural inclination to separate the men from the women. Obviously, we've all established that she's a top tier MC.
But that might be a problem.
Male or female.
But that might be a problem, though, splitting the two.
Not when you've already given them that. Well, not when you've already said how good they are in general.
No, but still, because it's so hard for them to get their respect, I think separating them probably doesn't help.
Just for the sake of the argument, though.
Okay, for the sake of the argument,
Is she top 5 female of all time?
that's too soon. That's
I
way
don't-
too
for
soon.
me, she
Top
is.
5 of all time.
Yeah, for me, she
Top 10.
top 5.
Top 10. Top 10.
Trying to think back-to-back albums.
If she drops another great album, top 5.
Two's enough for me
She's already my favorite
of all time.
female. Yes,
She's second favorite for me.
just for this conversation.
But you got to factor in and this is why we kind of need to separate the male from the female, because there have been so many female MCs that have come through and have made so much impact for female MCs. When you go all the way back to MC Light, Roxanne Shante, Little Kim, Foxy Brown, Queen Latifah, Like
Nicki Minaj
in a lot of
Minaj,
ways,
Missy Elliott.
Exactly. In a lot of ways, there does need to be that kind of division. And audience, don't hate us, especially the females. Like there does need to be a little bit of
It's not disrespectful.
separation. There does need to be a
They're
little
still
bit because
great.
No, I'm not saying
impact,
it's-
the male impact and the female impact is different.
I'm not saying it's disrespectful. I just feel as though where they work so hard to get just respect.
I agree with you. So I could say
It's tight.
You feel me?
I could
It's
say
tight.
Laura.
It's tight.
I agree. I could say
tough.
Laura's a top 10 for me of all time. But I could also say she's the best female rapper I've ever heard.
Facts.
Well, my favorite anyway. Let me not say favorite because Jean Grey might be.
It's the same thing as like. If
Yeah,
we're talking
big
about-
up Jean Grey, man.
That's what I'm saying. She might be the best
Exactly.
I've ever had. But my favorite is.
But we'd
definitely
be doing the same if it was like an Asian rapper or a gay rapper or. Like,
I don't think we would. If it was an Asian rapper, I don't think we would be.
I definitely would be.
Have
Would
you,
you?
have you ever said to yourself, what's the best? Have you ever said, what's the best Mexican rapper?
No, we don't look
Who's the
at.
best? I've definitely said who's the best Hispanic rapper because there's better than them.
I don't do that.
I think it's Pun anyway, just for short argument's sake.
Yeah, but
but
okay,
it is,
even,
man.
even they're talking about Big Pun. Like, I'm not gonna say, yo, he's the best Latin rapper.
I've
I don't
never
even
done
think
that.
about
I've
it
never
like
done
that.
I've never done. I've never done
Fine. But you're not going to say that beginning with. You're going to say he's a dope rapper, of course. But when you go down to his like specificities, and he is specific in the sense that he's a Puerto Rican rapper, there aren't that many.
That's a fact. Because we
In the,
separate
in the
UK
wider
and US.
scheme of things, like when you really like, it's a bit like.
I think I
Is
disagree with that.
do you think it's like UK and US, the way we separate UK and US rappers?
That's different because we are in the UK. So we're going to look at our scene differently to how we look at the scene in the States. Big Pun was in the American scene. He wasn't in the Latin scene.
We might need
so
a few-
so
I don't think that
splitting the
matters.
fact that he's like a Latino from the fact that he's a rapper, I don't feel like makes too much sense.
I don't think that matters. I don't think it matters whether he's in the Latino scene or the American scene. At the end of the day, he is a Latino who raps. So we're going to judge him by other Latinos who rap. If he happens to be the best at it, then we're going to call him that. Obviously, we're not going to lead with that because we're smart, but
It'll be a topic.
it will
But
be a
okay,
topic.
cool. So we're not going to lead with that. And I feel like that's what
We lead with
women
the females.
who happen to rap want as well.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't
definitely-
want us to lead with
Oh,
the
I
fact that
agree
they're
with you.
women.
It's definitely
Everything
different with
like
women.
that.
It's
I
different.
agree with
It's different with women. It's definitely different with women. Like because they're women,
Yeah.
we are going to lead with that. Well, generally, hip hop is going to. The
But
world
they
is
don't
going
want
to.
that, which is.
Yeah, and that's
I
fine.
get it.
But we have already established that Rapsody is a dope MC. Period.
Right.
Then we break it down to the females, which it's fun to do that. You know what I'm saying? So
But she's in my. Anyway, just for argument's sake, she's in my. For whoever cares. Rhapsody's in my top 5.
What was you man's favorite songs?
Ibtihaj.
Ibtihaj.
Oh,
That's
both
been
of
on
you.
repeat.
Ibtihaj.
That's been on repeat.
Ibtihaj. But it might be because of the music video as well.
I had Iman. That's my favorite tune.
Can I just say shout out
And
to
Iman's beautiful. oh my goodness
she's
grief.
she's a Somali woman.
She's actually perfection.
I'm proud of Iman. Shout out to Somalia. Hey, shout out to Somalia, man.
And I really enjoyed the Sir
Yo,
feature.
can we
He's a
shout out
dope
Somali-
singer. Yeah,
Please.
shout out Somalia, man.
Thank you.
Bloody hell.
I didn't know that was D'Angelo and Ibtihaj until I saw the credits.
Yeah, I mean, he's D'Angelo, isn't it?
Please
What does
tell
that-
me-
what does that mean?
You saw the Breakfast Club interview where she mentioned it was still about him, right? She's like, no one
Do you know
knows,
what?
no one sees him. She was like,
That's
they were like,
real though.
Yeah,
He
'cause
sees him.
I think Envy was like, was he in the studio? And she was like, Envy, because you know Envy's stupid. She was like, was he in the studio? She goes, D'Angelo? Nah.
You don't get in the studio with
She don't
D'Angelo.
get in the studio with D'Angelo.
You know who does get in the studio with D'Angelo?
Peter.
Peter.
So what, I'm the only one that knows where he
You're
is.
the only
D'Angelo
one.
wear fedoras.
Or when he does.
Only thing I know from D'Angelo is
Where does Gino Palladino sleep?
I don't know, but he's from Leeds, I believe.
who's
Oh, is he?
Yo, who's
And it's Pino Palladino.
Who's
Oh, my bad.
He's a bass player in D'Angelo's band.
Pino Palladino.
Pino Palladino.
Don't ever correct me on this guy's name in your life.
Don't ever disrespect my guy though.
Yo, Pino Palladino.
Okay, cool. Then why you gotta say that?
He sound
I don't like the energy
he
when
sound
you're
like
saying that.
You know what he sounds like, yeah? You know FM when they used to just make Brazilians after a while? You know Pro when the plays used to just get recreated?
Yo, you're a bastard. Because I know what you're talking
You know
about.
what?
Is that when you select one team and it's just random names?
bruv,
It's bare random names.
You know when you go like 2038 in Pro, so they just need to start making footballers? Pino Palladino.
Yo,
He's-
football man was
No,
the
we ain't
worst
gonna
at
do
that.
that.
Yo.
I let you, man, disrespect Black Thought.
Only
We ain't
thing I
doing
know-
that for
only thing I
Pino
know about
There's no
Palladino.
disrespect back for.
Only thing I know from D'Angelo is when he wore when he had no t-shirt and he was just naked and he had the V, the T. the
We
topless
really let him
You
get
gotta
away
listen
with
to
that too.
Voodoo.
What?
You gotta listen to Voodoo.
Oh, you
No,
justify
we
that, yeah?
don't, we don't
No,
believe that.
100% you need to
We
listen.
don't believe that in my country.
Bro, if you enjoyed Miller Blues EP, there's no reason why you won't love.
Well, despite all that, D'Angelo did a very good feature on Ibtihaj.
Shout out to the Ibtihaj, man. That's my favorite song on the album. Shout out to the
Yeah,
whole album,
100%.
Rhapsody.
Yeah, I think I've got Maya, I've got the Aaliyah tune, and Iman. Those are my favorite songs.
Afeni might be second for me.
Do you guys think now that Rhapsody has earned a new level of respect in the game? Because obviously the Layla's Wisdom really put her on the map.
Yeah.
Do you feel like she's kind of consolidated that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
When you do it back
with
to back,
with back-to-back great albums, yeah, man,
it's
you
easy
can't-
to
it's
have.
undeniable.
Yeah. It's easy to have one great album.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Lil Wayne.
And I definitely feel like it says a lot for female rap, especially in like 2019, where like we are seeing such a renaissance of so many rappers with so many different qualities and fit so many different markets. So for Meg Thee Stallion, you've got a Lakely 47. For a Cardi B, you've got a Rico Nasty. They're all doing different things and occupying different spaces, which is great for the game. And Rapsody's kind of putting the icing on the cake by dropping a really dope album that I hope a lot of people will respect and like appreciate because of its messages and what it's doing for Black women generally. Like I feel like anyone could listen to that album and be like, yo, that was a statement from like a really dope MC. And I suppose nowadays that's kind of what I'm looking for from like our like top tier MCs, just statements, man.
Why is she not mainstream?
Because, good question.
That's a loaded one, man.
I think I know the answers. Why?
I think she's got the potential because if someone like Kendrick Lamar can do it, there's no
It's
reason
different
why
for a
Rhapsody
female.
can't do it.
It's different for a
No,
female.
I don't know if it is.
Tell me the last conscious female that went mainstream.
I still
It
think
might have been Queen Latifah.
no. I still think
Lauren.
hip hop has a fundamental problem.
Lauren, yeah, sorry, I mean
That's
Lauren.
That's 98.
No,
Lauren,
hip-hop-
I think Lauren sang too. She was a part of
Yeah.
Fuji.
That's a big index you got to put on Lauren because she was doing more than Rhapsody.
So
in
like,
that
who's
sense-
the
in that
last?
sense- in that
I
sense.
feel like a conscious female rapper is hard, bro.
Hip hop still has a problem with female MCs.
Facts.
That's it.
Unless they talk about one thing.
Exactly.
I don't even feel like we should pigeonhole Rhapsody as conscious though. I feel like she does it all. The fact on the more bouncier songs, I think Whoopi
Yeah.
and I think Serena, like she showed that
I
she
don't
can
mean-
like make.
I don't
And
mean-
even on what's that song called? I think Sassy off the last album. She can make those
I don't
like
mean conscious, like-
accessible
No,
songs.
100%.
But I don't mean
100%.
conscious like. Let me change what I'm saying. I feel like
Woke.
she's more lyrical than she's anything else.
So maybe that's the
She's
problem.
known for
I
her
feel
raps.
like a lyrical female rapper is Jean Grey. I feel like lyrical females, it's harder for them to.
Maybe lyrical rappers full stop because there's not that many that really.
Yeah, there's a few. Kendrick has broke the mold. J. Cole's broke the mold, but like, but I feel like a female especially. Like we can't name any.
But with Cole, I feel like he has a perfect balance because I don't feel like he's always lyrical miracle.
I feel like Kendrick's got a better balance than Cole.
I disagree with that.
I feel like
There's
Kendrick's
no-
got.
no,
I feel like
I thought-
Kendrick's got a better balance of lyrical and commercial.
Kendrick's-
I feel like Kendrick's got a better
Well,
balance.
he's slowly grown into the commercial.
Kendrick. I feel like J. Cole doesn't have that balance as well. Look at KOD.
Really,
KOD.
KOD is a perfect example of that balance.
I don't think he's a balance. I think he's just.
It depends on the level of
Boring.
commercial you're looking for.
Yeah, I don't think like Cole has reached that balance.
Like he hasn't got humble.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
And humble, even though his messages are conscious, it's mad commercial. It was his first number one. You know what I'm saying? So I guess like depending on the artist, you can turn conscience into commercial. I don't know if Rhapsody's hit that yet. I don't know if Cole's hit that yet.
I don't think
Kendrick is, I think, might be one of the only ones who can and has.
That's my point.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, shout out to Rhapsody, man. She dropped a very dope album.
Best album this year.
I think it's done a lot of good for hip hop, especially this year. And yeah, man, long may it continue, man, because she's just been consistent for so long. It's been very, very quiet up until like 2 years ago, and now people are really knowing that she is that nigga.
One last thing. You guys know how I love Cole. Well, she bodied Cole in that song, man.
She did, innit?
She bodied Cole.
Or even listening like
Yo,
a
she
year later.
bodied. Hear what I'm
Sojourner.
saying, yeah? Bro, Cole don't get bodied easily.
Facts.
He hasn't been bodied in like
he hasn't.
how many years?
Period.
Yeah, you could argue that.
Yeah, you could argue Cole hasn't been bodied. And
Oh shit, yeah, you can.
Kendrick hasn't even bodied Cole. Like, you know what I mean? What she done, man. And that hurt my.
Yeah, Kendrick has never body car.
And they're from the same ends. So you know Cole said, fuck, I'm going hard.
Oh, she's from North Carolina too.
Yeah, the shit from Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's why in
great,
the song
great,
where she goes Carolina to the maybe or
Yeah.
something like that.
great album, man. Big up black women too. man. We
Big
love
up Black
you.
Women, big up Rhapsody. My favorite album this year. The best album this year. The best rapper this top 3 best rapper right now anyway.
So I was listening to Koji Radical's new project, Kashmir Tears. Shout out to Koji.
Shout out to Cole.
Good project, but I couldn't help but notice that.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Why are you laughing?
I couldn't help but notice.
I
Bud.
couldn't help but notice, but I don't know, man. It obviously it represents like a switch in styles for him because I first started listening to Koji in like 2015, 2016, and this is when he was very much the poet, very much like very principled, like talking about really hardcore stuff and rapping off beat and all that kind of stuff. And now, fast forward to 2019, he's rapping on beat. He's flowing better. He's on more like, I suppose, I don't want to say happier production, but it's more like, it's more bright. It's brighter. It's more like, fuck it. For the sake of the argument, let's just say it's happier rather than like the kind of minimalist kind of dark, kind of like gritty kind of beats he was on before. So my mind kind of just went to, he switched up a little bit as far as like artistically. So I guess, and that's something that I've just kind of felt about him for a minute now. The minute when I first started hearing him rap a little bit more and beat more, I thought, okay, yeah, he's changing up a little bit. So I guess my question to you guys is like, can someone who has come up in the game being quite a niche artist, whether that's a poet or like just having like a really unorthodox style of rapping or a way of making music, can they be like commercially successful doing what they originally came in the game doing? Or do they have to like switch it up a little bit just to like achieve that level of success that obviously every artist wants, but might not necessarily be open to people who are niche, like Koji was, basically?
I think it depends. With Koji, I've heard the album too. I haven't sat with it, but I've given it a couple listens. I really enjoyed it. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I think compared to like In God's Body, which was the project before, I can hear the transition to a lot more of a happier style of production, as you put it, or but brighter production. I don't know if that's him trying to blow. I feel like that might be a natural progression. I think there's only so far you can go with, that spoken word type of style over any type of production. I think the more you grow as an individual, I'm assuming, the more you're going to want to try and experiment and do new things. I think the question maybe to ask ourselves is like, at what point is maybe trying new things seen as selling out or attempting to switch up to, become successful? Can it not just be a gradual growth? Can't it just be him experimenting?
I think the lines are very blurred. I mean, I think in his case, it is very much artistic progression because he is still a young man. He's probably, 25, 26? So you're not necessarily going to do the things that you did when you came in the game when you're like 5-6 years deep. So I get that. It just, obviously we don't know what happens behind closed doors. Maybe behind closed doors, he's made a conscious decision to do different stuff. So, and that's why it sounds different.
Is he signed?
Yeah, he's on Asylum, which is on Atlantic, I believe.
Okay.
So it's like an offshoot of Atlantic. So I definitely respect the progression. And I'm not saying in any way his switch up is in any way bad, because I think it definitely suits him. I think this project is definitely him in his bag. He's definitely like, he seems more like hungry and determined than he has like in a long time, or like even In God's Body, even though it's a good project. I feel like Kashmir Tears is definitely like a progression for him. I guess for me, it's just like, where is the line drawn between progression and quote unquote selling out? And this is not me saying that he's sold out or anything, but someone who has come into the game as a poet, someone who's came in the game with like a very principled way of doing things, to then switch it up. And it's not even that significant, but in a way that's significant to me, to the point where I notice, oh, well, he's doing something different. Like, is that like him doing that for like more praise?
So you think maybe he's realized that his original style of music ain't gonna get him that much notoriety, so maybe this is him trying to...
Maybe, man. I think, well, here's the thing. Him doing what he was doing got him to this stage. So I think he was getting that attention, but it was only going to get to a certain place.
Right.
Like, I remember interviewing him for like Notion magazine, and he was the front cover. So, and that was him just doing, that was before In God's Body. That was like in the lead up to
23 Winters?
No, that was like, so basically it was after 23 Winters, and he was just about to drop In God's Body. So he had already reached a platform that's like notable, doing what he was doing. Maybe, and I'm not going to try and put thoughts in his head or anything, but maybe he got to a point where he thought, okay, yeah, that's done now. Let me try and do something that's going to get me to a next level. And with someone like Koji, like I personally think he's only going to get so far. I don't think he's going to have like a number one song or number one album or anything.
Why? I think this album shows that it's possible, because even with the title track of the album, Kashmir Tears, like that's a bouncy tune. That's funky. He can like, it can do something.
Yeah, but top 5, top 10 single? I don't think so. maybe not in this current format. Maybe if he was to go
Maybe in
even
the
further,
urban charts.
Maybe. But even then, like, I'm not sure if the urban charts are even really see. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't know how many roadmen, for example, know who Koji Radical is.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I could talk for that.
You're the
I
roadman.
don't
You're the
think-
roadman correspondent.
You speak for the road,
I don't
man.
think I speak for the road.
You speak for the road.
I
Man.
just feel
you
like-
just chimed in. You haven't chimed in at all this topic.
No, because I feel like I can speak to this. You're right. After speaking to a few roadmen and talking to them, we don't know who he is.
But what does that mean, though?
But I've got a question for you guys. When you say can a niche rapper transcend and cross over, would you ever say Tyler the Creator's a niche rapper before he blew?
It's different, man. It was the
How?
stuff he was talking about, man. The stuff he was talking about made him mainstream. He was talking about fuck school, raping people,
Sucking dick.
just yeah. It was way different, man. He doesn't talk. Koji Radical was talking about revolution. He was talking about slavery. He was
Black
talking about
empowerment.
black
No, I'm just thinking
empowerment.
about
He was talking
like niche
liberation.
rappers, like people that just are different.
It's a different level of niche.
Tyler-
But niche more so means when you specialize in something. So I don't know if Tyler specialized in anything. I think he was
was trying to be-
he had his content, his off the wall
He was
weird
just trying to be wild.
content.
He was just trying to be
No,
crazy.
Tyler
But he was a great musician though.
Tyler was definitely horrorcore.
That
His
wasn't
subject matter
really
was
a thing
horrorcore
before him.
but he never
Yeah, it
labeled.
was.
No, I'm just saying. How can I
What,
put it?
horrorcore?
Horrorcore was, but like I feel like Tyler the Creator was just started a wave, but I don't know how to word it properly.
I know what you're talking about. Because
feel like Tyler, the Creator
Odd Future did
They
ushering.
definitely started something.
No, it was just the new wave of alternative rap.
Yeah.
But his niche was completely different because it spoke to a wider audience as far as the controversy.
Yeah.
Koji Radical, in some circles, probably could be seen as controversial, but he's not going to be seen in that same light because he's talking about things that are empowering us rather than pissing off white people, if you see what I mean.
I feel you.
Then to
Wait,
answer your question,
But then what about my man? Isn't he a similar rapper? The one that he was nominated for Mercury.
Slow tie?
But he's
Slow
kind
Tie
of
not similar to him?
but he's kind of more in the Tyler department.
And he's white.
He's mixed.
Okay, cool.
white.
I mean, to the white people, he's white.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
100%.
The only reason I'll ask is because
No, Slow Tie is definitely more in the
like he had
Tyler
Boris
department.
Johnson's head on Mercury and all of that shit. So I thought
That's
like,
way more Tyler
yeah,
department.
he's a bit wild with it. All right,
Because Slow Tie can be political in that sense, but it's still a little bit more animated.
he's flagrant with it.
This is what I mean. Koji's not animated with
He
his
just
stuff.
he's more conscious.
Yeah.
But then to answer your question, if that's his niche of if empowering is his niche, Black Revolution, with that particular style, he probably won't get far.
Yeah.
Not in the UK.
Which is probably why he's making the moves to kind of not cross
But
over.
let's not I don't even want to say that though, because it might just be like a gradual evolution.
I believe it is, but it's definitely conscious. It's
You reckon?
definitely 100%.
So you reckon he thought about it and thought, you know what, I ain't going to get far with this. Let me try something
I
else.
think he's made moves to link up with certain people. So on Kashmir Tears, a lot of it's produced by Swindle. Shout out Swindle.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, a lot of it's produced by Swindle. And you can hear that because if you listen to Swindle's last album, No More Normal, same kind of vibe. And Swindle's even like singing on the album.
But
Like,
is Swindle big? I'm not that familiar with Swindle.
Swindle's not big. He's been in the game for ages as a producer, and he's kind of making more moves as an artist in and of himself. No More Normal's a good album. But I think as Koji has navigated and grown in this scene, he's gone from niche and like marketable to certain people who like publications and circles of fans who are like woke, but also like, oh, check out this artist, Koji Radical. You don't know him. Like, I feel like he's been in that department of people. Like, it's kind of like if Mo listens to, I don't know, let's say you're the only person that listens to Jadakiss.
Yeah.
And you're putting other people onto Jadakiss. Like, oh, look at this amazing street rapper.
Yeah.
You man don't know about him. I think that's the same thing as people in the industry who look at Koji Radical.
That's not good, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna because the only
that's-
people that I know that listens to Koji Radical generally is like you, man, and people that know you, man. Like my everyday people don't know listen to Koji.
No one from Tottenham
And
listens
the
to
maddest
him.
no
thing
one
is,
at all.
Mo, you would enjoy him.
Nah, I feel you, but I'm just saying, just generally, like I didn't know about him until this topic. Do you see what I'm saying? That we still obviously I need till you lot mentioned him. You lot have mentioned him before, but I've never listened to him. But like, put him in any one of my boys and ask them how they listen to him. I know they have.
And we don't even want to make this about him. We're not targeting him.
Yeah, I'm not
No,
trying to.
no,
I'm not trying to say he's
Yeah.
white, by the way.
Yeah, I
By
know, I
any
know, I
means, I'm
know.
not trying to say he's white.
I know.
I'm
He's the
not
reason
trying
why.
to say that. What did you
He's
say?
the
But
reason
he's just a
why.
perfect example because we had this conversation off the podcast.
But I feel
so-
like you lot are my general feeling is he won't it's hard for a niche rap in the UK to cross over.
Yeah, but someone like Mos Def, would you not have said that? Yassine Bey, sorry, would you not have said that like he was niche at a point?
Yeah.
It's different though, man.
He had the hit, man. He had Miss Fat Booty.
It's different.
Was that a hit?
That was
Yes,
a hit.
man. You know it was a hit.
I'm not arguing with this.
Okay, look. It was a hit. I think, okay.
Did it cross?
It
No,
made-
I'm
I
not
think
made enough noise.
asking
It
that to
made
be
enough
funny.
noise.
I'm
It
not
made
asking that to be
It
funny.
made enough noise.
But did it really like
think it
reach the masses like that?
I think it made enough noise.
It made enough noise.
I
It
think
doesn't
made
need to be a
enough
hit.
noise. I think it made enough noise for him to be a conscious rapper still, but also someone who can kind of make
Yeah.
kind of more.
But then with
leaning music.
Mos Def though, like he's gone though, and he essentially you could say that he blew off that niche.
100%. But I think the market was wider.
Right.
In a sense of like, hip hop by that point was already like splintering off into its various like circles.
Yeah.
So you had like backpack rap, you had commercial rap,
Conscious.
you had, you know what I'm saying? You had the shiny suit. That was like the shiny suit era, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So it was easier for him to find a pocket and be successful because the market was bigger. The market in the UK isn't that big, especially for someone like a Koji Radical or someone like a Sully Breaks or Dami Sule.
I know Sully Breaks. I fuck with Sully Breaks, by the way.
That's like Koji's guy.
I fuck with Sully
That's
Breaks.
Koji's guy.
He used to be from Wood
What about
Green.
George the Poet?
Same. I think so. I think George the Poet has probably been able to make more noise about his stuff because it's very specific to certain situations in life or like just like current news, I think. So maybe someone like a George the Poet might be more visible to like the mainstream, like I don't know, like Becky and like Woking than Koji Radical. Because Koji Radical is still very like, not to say that George the Poet is not artistic with it, but if you watch Koji Radical's videos, if you see the way he moves, you see his style, he's a lot more artistic with it, in my opinion.
Right.
So I think the artistic nature, the artistic aspect of it might not necessarily drag it down, but it might shroud it a little bit because it's not as like overt.
But do you know why I don't know if this conversation even applies to Koji? Because I think when you have a niche and then you steer away and do something different that may come across like you're trying to cross over, sometimes the artistry is sacrificed. I don't feel like Koji is sacrificing the art. And I feel like this new album is a perfect example of that because it's still really good musicianship.
100%.
So I don't know if it's fair to even throw Koji in this conversation.
I mean,
Do you know what I'm saying?
it was only a thought, but I also feel like it is a gradual thing that he's obviously being able to put a lid on and put his own spin on it. I don't think he's gone from poet to I'm going to try and make a number one hit.
He's still a poet though, because there's still some spoken word in this.
Yeah, 100%, of course.
So he's not even canning that completely. He's still doing that. So I don't know if we could even say that he's steering completely away from what we consider to be his niche.
I mean, it's not to say that he's completely steering away from it. I just think me in my brain, I thought, okay, he's rapping a little bit more on beat. Maybe he's switching it up a little bit, which I genuinely believe it is. And again, like, it's not a bad thing. Of course, like, as an artist, you're going to want to do things differently, like, for the most part anyway. So, again, this is not a slight on the guy. He still makes good music. Just an observation and something that I feel like is like a sign or symptomatic of people in those positions who have come up on making unorthodox music, then kind of crossing over. Like, are there any other examples of that?
Talib Kweli. I think even, and this just popped into my head now, random as hell, but even with him, like he started off very conscious, and I think as his career has kind of gone on, he's tried new things, and I think because of his niche, the fans haven't really allowed him to leave that box. So I think it works both ways. I think even when you try, sometimes you might try and leave that box and then you're not allowed to, and then you might do it and it works. I feel like if you try and do it and the artistry is still extremely good, you should be allowed to.
I feel like it depends on the rapper though, man.
It depends on the rapper. It depends on their personality.
rapper, yeah.
It depends on the rapper themselves rather than the music. I'm not looking to Talib Kweli for a pop hit or anything that isn't conscious because of the way he moves.
Sorry to cut you off. If Miss Fat Booty was a hit, you don't think Get By was a hit?
I see what you're saying. I think Miss Fat Booty might have done a little bit more because it wasn't conscious, I don't think.
Was Miss Fat Booty in line with what you would have expected from Mos Def? at the time.
At the time, no. But
So would you have thought, or did you think that was him trying to like bust through?
Looking back at it, I was too young, but now when I look back, then yeah, most probably.
See, I don't think so.
But
I don't know, man. I feel like
I don't know if it was him deliberately
think-
trying to bust
yeah.
through. I think it was just like, because he's such a multi-layered artist anyway,
Just to show you
it
how
just
to do
seemed
this.
natural. Whereas with Talib Kweli, that sort of thing doesn't seem natural.
Yeah,
Because-
yeah.
You know what it is? I think listening to the Black Star album, Mos Def clearly stuck out more because he was a lot more well-rounded. He was a lot more versatile. Whereas Talib was very much bar, 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 bar. Whereas Mos Def was giving you singing, he was giving you bars, he was giving you flow, everything. So Miss Fat Booty doesn't seem as much of a stretch for him. Whereas Talib Kweli, if he's making I Try, even though it's a good song, like it does seem a bit like, okay, you are clearly trying to make a move here. It doesn't seem as natural.
Yeah, some people, you're right. Some people can't leave their niche. It will just look weird. Like, can you imagine Jay Electronica today making up ass down, face up track?
Can you imagine Jay Electronica making an album?
When I do this, but do you know what I mean? I feel like if Jay Electronica trying to make a pop song today, I'll look at him like, even if it could be amazing,
just won't be
it could be
successful,
it could be successful. I'm just not listening to it.
I don't think it will be though.
No, it won't be. But I'm just saying, say it was. I am not gonna go listen to it because you're stuck in that box from now on.
Well, even something like a Simon Says by Pharoah Monch, like, even though we've known him to be the bar, that was a hit because we know him to be a lot more well-rounded than just barring, because he showed that throughout the years, even leading up to that. So I think it's very much determined by how you move as an artist, like your attributes, and that's how fans will take you. I think if you are naturally inclined to be a lot more than just a rapper, we're going to take your hits as something more. And that's kind of similar to Koji. He's moved in a way that, even though he is a poet, he's moved in a way where we've seen the potential for him to do something more. And that's why we take in the Kashmir Tears.
I feel you.
So maybe he's not so much of a niche rapper as there are other niche rappers. Someone like a Talib, someone like, I don't know, what other examples are there?
What, niche rapper?
Yes, I don't even know. Like, was Styles P niche?
No.
Yeah, gangster rap. Like he's
Yeah.
like street.
Okay, someone like a MF Doom. MF Doom hasn't got hits, really. But because he is just the very methodical barrer. Someone like, I don't know, like a Kool Keith. He wears so many different hats, from Kool Keith to Dr. Octagon, but you're not looking to him for hits because he does the horrorcore, he does a super lyrical rapping. You're not looking for him for that sort of thing. So he's only going to be big in a certain area, even though we know about him because of his history.
The locks as well. I only look for the locks for one thing.
Yeah.
Jay,
So even
Jay look for one thing.
yeah. So you can be niche by our definition, by the fans' definition of what we take from you, but you can also be niche by just your product and your content. You can be generally niche, and you can be niche to the fans. So someone like a Locks might not necessarily be niche to wider hip hop. It might be niche to you because that's all they rap about.
Yeah.
So
So it's Pusha T niche.
100%.
yes,
All he raps about is cocaine.
yes, but he does it well.
The best. Who's a better drug dealer rapper than?
But he's still, you know what? No, I'm
Him
not
and
gonna.
Freddie Gibbs are going bar for bar.
Yeah.
Although
Ah,
Pusha,
yeah,
although
that's
Pusha specializes in, you know,
Freddie Gibbs is niche.
although Pusha specializes in, like, you know, particular type of content, he's still quite well rounded. I still feel like he's displayed the ability to like rap on more commercial songs.
He
know-
has grinding,
Grinding, you know what I'm saying? He wrote "I'm Loving It" for Justin Timberlake.
100%.
So he can do it. I won't say he's niche, but I think there are a couple of people that we would consider to be niche that I think can be successful commercially, even in what they do.
Like,
Biggie did it.
was Biggie really niche though?
He was street rap.
Yeah, but it was a lot more like you had the Juicies, you had.
Yeah, that you
he
know,
was
that
more-
struggle to from the glitz to the glamour.
I wouldn't necessarily call that street rap though. I would just call that rap.
No, okay, but what I'm saying is, like, I'm using that as an example to say that he was niche. His whole thing was, when he first came out, was, you know, rapping about the struggle and trying to make it. That was his thing. I feel like that theme never really left him, even up until his death. I think the first album was him being in a dark place, trying to rapping about, you know, the prospect of making it. And then Life After Death, I guess, was still... Actually, Life After Death was rapping about making it, but still sprinkling that underdog feel too. because he didn't want to alienate the people that were with him on the first album. So maybe he falls in that. I don't know. You could probably argue it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably argue it. I wouldn't necessarily call him niche because like he ticks so many boxes. So I'm not sure if someone who ticks a lot of boxes can be considered niche that much.
That's a good point. Actually.
So I see what you mean though.
Maybe Raekwon.
Raekwon is definitely niche.
He's definitely niche, man.
Yeah. And he's never really had hits. But
Ice Cream?
That's not a hit. That's not a hit.
Again, I mean, yeah,
it's not a hit.
Wait, don't say it like that.
It's not a hit.
Don't say it like that.
Relax.
It's not a hit.
You feel me?
Relax.
You know who did have a hit?
Who?
Lil Zane.
Lil Zane did not have a hit.
Calling Me was a hit. I'm not gonna lie, fam.
Ice Cream is definitely like I don't even want to say it's an underground hit, but it's definitely like it's one of his hits, 100%. He doesn't have hits. Raekwon does not have hits.
That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Raekwon.
But he has one classic album, one close to classic album. So,
but he doesn't have a hit.
Not necessarily, no, because you do have. He doesn't have a hit.
He doesn't have a hit.
Ice Cream is probably the closest thing to it. But
so Tekashi 6ix9ine's got more hits than Raekwon.
Bro, do you want to fight?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Right, cool,
Yo, Mo wants to fight, man.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I mean, in terms of numbers, anyway. But we live in it's a different world, isn't it?
6ix9ine got more hits than Black Thought.
Boy,
yo, I'm gonna walk out.
You're not gonna walk out.
I'm gonna walk out.
I'm just checking this.
You're gonna take Erykah Badu and walk out.
Yo, just yes or no?
man.
Does he?
Huh?
Does he have more hits than Black Thought?
Yes, he does.
That's all right. Cool.
No, he doesn't.
Black Thought as a solo artist, yes. With the Roots,
He still might have more hits.
No, he doesn't.
What? I can name at least 5.
He's got more hits than Wretch.
Okay.
Okay.
That don't affect me the way it affects you.
It doesn't affect me.
Does he though?
Yeah.
it doesn't affect the
in
guy
Anti
who
Ghetto?
just said he was gonna walk out.
That's not a hit. Into the Ghetto's a hit.
Into the Ghetto was not a hit. Shut up, bro.
What's
Tractor.
Bruv.
Whistle.
Okay.
Tractor. What was the song with example?
I don't know.
He had a song with
Tractor was a
Example.
hit. Whistle was a
Tractor
hit.
Whistle.
What was the one?
What was the one recent?
One with the nail.
The Nails one.
Pipe up, turn up, something like that.
Yeah, and he had another one as well. Where he's like,
We're not talking about Wretch, man. We're not talking about Wretch.
But 6ix9ine did not have.
We're not talking about Wretch. But even like, do we consider like people who only rap a certain genre of rap niche as well? So someone like a Raekwon or obviously Mafioso.
I don't think that's a niche.
Is that not niche?
Not if you're rapping about something that's everyone else rapping about.
Right.
Yeah, but if that's all you do, then it has to be niche.
But then like,
That's your niche.
But then there's then a boatload of niche rappers.
I guess that then begs the question like, what isn't niche?
Yeah, then
Is not niche simply just rapping about different things across like hip hop genres?
There's more people rapping about. Yeah, then there's bare rappers that just rap about the same thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I know what I expect from certain rappers.
But we don't necessarily call them niche, yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky because like, if I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, man, it's difficult.
I think Jay-Z was considered niche when he first came out because all he would talk about was, you know, the drug game, innit? But I think after a point, he broke that.
And then now look at his latest. He'd done a 360.
Yeah, so you can break out of that mold and become more than just a niche street rapper.
In that case then, like, in the case of Koji, a lot of rappers start off niche and then they grow into something more. So maybe this is just him growing.
But do something
I definitely feel like this is him growing, man.
So what's the difference between growing and selling out? Don't mean to cut you off. You can finish your point, sorry.
No, go on.
What's the difference between growing and selling out?
Do you think Jay-Z sold out?
No. I'm just asking a question.
That's what I've been trying to figure out.
I
think that's one of the questions I posed at the beginning of this
I think it's got to be a
topic.
natural progression. I think it's got to be a natural progression in the sense of like, you can't rap about killing people, selling drugs 1 week, and then you're making a pop hit with Mariah Carey the next
But who
hit.
are we to say that it's not a natural progression? You might legit be at
It
your
doesn't seem natural.
wits ends with like rapping about killing people to the point where you're like, hey, you know what? I feel like switching it up. Let me go. Let's call on Mariah.
Meek done that. Meek was talking drug.
All I can say is it doesn't seem.
No, I think Meek
natural.
always had that crossover appeal.
No,
From
I'm
the
saying.
beginning.
All right, let me give you
He's
an
an
example. Let me give you an example.
I don't think he.
Let me give you an
sold
example.
out. I
Then.
think
Let me
he
give you an
crossed over.
example. MC Hammer, Can't Touch This. He went from Can't Touch This, and then he changed his name. Well, didn't even change his name. He dropped the MC, just turned it to Hammer, and he wasn't wearing the pants anymore. He was kind of more gangster with it. Didn't seem natural.
That's not natural.
Why is that not?
No, but I've
natural?
heard MC Hammer's bite.
That's why I'm saying. How do you, man?
Because we don't know the wider story, so we are not going to consider the wider story when we're saying that someone sold out. We're just going to see what's in front of us.
It's true.
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
I felt like Wretch sold out when he made Tractor when I was growing up.
I felt so too.
Yeah, man. Like, especially when you're young, you're not considered, oh, well, maybe that's a natural thing.
Yeah.
No, that nigga sold out.
Yeah, when I grew
You know
up,
what I'm saying?
when I was growing up, I thought, yeah, Rich.
I
hated Tractor.
Now
Yeah,
we
but
can
with
consider
Tractor, it's different.
But,
Because
but he had that song an example song at the same time. I hated both of them tracks. I was looking at like, what you did?
one of them was a sellout, one of them wasn't. I think one of them for me was in line with Wretch's personality.
Cool. No, I'm just saying, looking back at it, I don't think he sold out. I'm saying when I was growing up in my mindset, then I was like, yo, what you doing, man? But then who are we to say who sold out and who's...
Exactly. Like, we're just people with opinions.
Yeah.
Like, it can be a natural progression. For MC Hammer, that could have been a natural progression. But because of how high he was, talking about, like, you not being able to touch this, to then talking about gangbanging or whatever he was talking about on that next album, it seems forced. So we are the judges visually of what setting out is, but really we're not, because we don't know where that person is in their life. And maybe that's what I'm missing about Koji. Maybe he's just in a point in his life now where he's done with that. There's been a natural close to that part of his life, and now he wants to embrace something else. Maybe that's what that is.
Which I feel is exactly it.
Yeah. It could be 100%. But we can definitely, I mean, maybe we can't tell when people have sold out, but we can definitely feel it. Like, it's a feeling we can have in our heads. Like, maybe even people thought that Kendrick sold out with I, because it was so positive. You know what I mean? It wasn't like gritty like his last work and stuff like that. It was like a change in direction. So it could have been construed as him selling out or whatever, but he kept a G.
Did Outkast have the same issue when they did the speaker box and the Love Below? And Andre did Hey Ya?
Nah, because they just experimented with so many different sounds. So it just seemed like the next, maybe not the next thing, but anything that was going to be the next thing would have been fine because of their history.
Their personality.
And it's in line with their personality, yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't like it. I hated Hey Ya, but like, it fits with...
I liked Roses, though.
I didn't mind Rose. I hated Hey Ya. I hate that song.
Yeah, man. I think you have to move a certain way, maybe to not be considered a sellout.
You know who I thought sold out?
Who?
But then I don't think he, now looking back, I don't think he sold out. I just think he told a story. J. Cole with Workout. I hated Workout.
That was an attempted sellout.
Yeah. He even said it when Let Dance Down. He's at a record label. Gooch told me he played the name. But like, that was him trying to sell. But you could tell, as soon as Workout came out, as a Cole fan, I was like, what's this, man?
And again, like, obviously there's a negative connotation with sellout. Obviously you drop a song to sell more records because you want to feed yourself and your family. So it's not necessarily a bad thing when you do make a song that can be considered selling out. But obviously to the purists who only know you a certain way, it is sacrificing your artistry.
Nicki Minaj done it for 3 years.
She definitely did. But she was kind of always that anyway. She was kind of always that, like, always doing the English accent and always doing the different like voices and stuff. So maybe it's not as selly outy to her.
Which is why I like Cardi. I don't feel like Cardi B tries to sell her.
No, she's just her.
Yeah.
She's definitely just her. But
it's a tricky one, man.
Again, that goes down to how people move.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
I think a lot of it goes down to someone's personality. Like, if you talk to Koji, like, he's just like a cool guy. He's not like the person that he portrays in his earlier work, like the Revolution, Liberation, all that stuff. He's not like, even though he's woke, he's not like a Nation of Islam member, basically. He's a cool guy.
He's not Peter.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He's not Peter.
He's not in the block in Harlem. He's not selling bean pies.
Fedoras.
You know what I'm saying?
Bean pies.
He's not with Khalid.
Do you man feel like I'm overwhelming with my wokeness?
Yes, but we'll talk about it off the podcast. But you definitely are, fam.
Post-pod.
Fam, Assalamu alaikum. Look at this guy, bro. It's too much.
Feel me, bro.
Too much.
You're lucky no one knows what you look like as well, because they saw the beard.
Just sue. Bruv.
Just sue.
We're not allowed to go to America next year.
Bruv, we'll be held longer than you were.
Shit, 4 hours.
Whew, was it? Yeah.
It was.
Let's not revisit that.
Touchdown at 5, got off at 9:30.
Mad thing. So yeah, man, I do think a lot of it has to do with like the way that people present themselves, man. If they present themselves in a certain way, then we're going to take you a certain way. If you present yourself in a way where, you know, we see different sides to you, then we know what to expect when it comes to your music. So with Koji, because he's a cool dude, and he's not this like stiff, like stuffy, like only one revolution, like this, like black hand in the air all the time. Maybe we take to it a lot differently. So
to answer the initial question, I guess some niche artists can be successful.
Some niche artists can be successful.
Yeah.
Depends on the niche, depends on the content, and depends on them, basically. At least that's what I'm taking from it. What do you think, Mo?
I agree.
Well, all right.
No, generally I agree. It's a tricky one, man. What do I know, man? I just think if you're gonna sell out, just sell out properly. And you can't sell out if someone wants to buy it.
What does selling out properly mean?
Just don't look stupid. Don't make us look dumb.
Feel you.
Like us, I mean the black people. Just don't make us look stupid. That's all I care about. Don't go on stage with Miley Cyrus. Just don't do all that extra shit. If you want to make a commercial song, make a commercial song. Like when Michael Maida was on stage with Miley Cyrus, you're making us look stupid.
Who?
Here. Michael Maida.
He made songs. He made
No,
music
but my
before.
point is you then make us look dumb. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't
Yeah.
co-sign dumbness. If you're gonna sell out, just sell out properly.
He saw
do it by yourself.
he saw dollar signs, man.
I get it, but my only problem with selling out is when you now look stupid.
Yeah, but black boys aren't shit because we love white women.
Don't put me in that.
I was gonna say, come on,
Do not put me in
I
that.
should probably put more into that, but
What did he say? What did you say?
I should probably put more into that.
Do not edit this out.
Why not?
Do not edit this out. I love
Don't
that.
edit out, don't edit out. 'Cause
Nah,
I
you gotta
genuinely-
leave
What
that
I
in.
mean is, like, we see black boys see white women as a trophy and we give them the world. And this kind of goes back to the Rapsody thing. We don't respect black women. We're too busy trying to chase white women.
Yeah, edit this out. Edit it out, bro.
Some of us,
But
not
leave,
all of us.
leave my bit when I was like, just don't make us look stupid. Because I genuinely mean that. If you're gonna sell out, do your thing. I don't care if you make a workout, a tractor, do what the fuck you want. Just don't make us look dumb in these streets, man. But
Don't
again,
embarrass us.
Who am I to say you're selling out? If you feel like it's the right move for you, it's the right move for you. Time will tell.
If only
It wasn't
artists
the right
weren't-
move for Wretch.
If only artists weren't so sensitive. But it's their art, so of course they.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like time will tell, I guess, if it's the right move or not. I just feel like it don't look back. It don't. When you look back and someone saw that, it will never look right.
Fair enough.
Which is why I respect DMX the way we respect him.
Yeah.
He stuck to it, and this guy had a song.
And we see where he is now.
This guy had a #1 song, and in the song he said, "My dick in your mouth." Talk about a guy in jail.
Facts.
Shout out to DMX, man.
Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in to episode 16. We really appreciate your
16 already.
ears. Yeah, 16 already, man. We're growing, man. This baby's growing, and
Same,
hopefully it's going to
man.
grow into a fully fledged adult with like hopes and dreams and shit.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, people.
He does not have Instagram, people.
Email me.
Do not email, do not email him.
Oh yeah, I've got to say, I've got a comment to make.
Oh boy.
No, legit. I'm sick and tired of this high yummy bullshit on the email.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna edit
You said
this out.
yourself I'm the face of the pod.
No, you
Big
are
up
the face of the pod.
Universal
No, you
though,
are face
man.
of, no, big up Universal Island, all them man there. Shout out to you lot. However, there's one that keeps addressing the email. It's Hi Yemi, and the reason why we're not responding to
Shout
you.
out that brother,
No,
man.
don't shout at that brother, fam. He knows who he is. I'm sick and tired of this shit. The group is Rhymes Like
Do you
Dimes.
want us to be in?
What'd you say?
You want us
Yeah,
to
you
be
gotta
in?
keep this in.
No, you're keeping this in.
Keep this in,
because
man.
the group is Rhymes Like Dimes. Not Yemi and crew.
He knows
We're
me
not a
outside of the
fam.
pod.
You know what Yemi and crew
He
is?
knows
yeah?
me outside of
You
the
know,
pod.
Like Run DMC and just everyone else. Like it's Rev Run and then the rest of them. Like he's Michael Jackson, we're Tito and Toto, fam. I'm annoyed, you know.
I feel you.
No, I'm real life annoyed, fam.
No, you're definitely.
Can you start addressing the...
It is a bit disrespectful though.
Bruv, you know what it means to say...
We
hi,
have
Yemi.
names too.
Like Mo and Peter.
They didn't even say our names.
They say, no, hear what I'm saying? He
Yemi
said-
and gang.
No, he said, hi, Yemi. And then, come on. And enter.
And if I stunt on these guys, I'm in the street. So I'm
No,
not gonna say
no.
anything.
Because I real no, please, I respect you. We're not responding to you. Because if you email Yemi privately, which some people do, I can respect that. You emailed him privately, that's cool. If you're emailing rhymeslikedancepod@gmail.com, bro, don't either address us properly or don't address us at all. Let me
So-
if I run up, let me not even start that talk.
So is Mo speaking on behalf of the whole pod?
Mo was speaking on behalf of Mohammed.
Alright, cool.
And Peter,
Nah, you ain't
Don't
speaking
like
for me.
Peter's not fussy.
You ain't speaking for me. It
because
don't bother me.
I'll relieve the screenshots. Don't act like Peter's not getting offended. by
It
this
don't,
whole
no, it
Yemi.
don't bother me.
No, he was offended by one thing, and that wasn't even about the way it was addressed. It was about the thing that he had to say about alpha
Oh, yeah, the guy that
males.
criticised.
Alpha
No,
males.
Is this bit gonna get edited out?
Sure.
He was chatting shit.
Yeah, he got offended by something.
No, we're
He
keeping
was
this one.
chatting shit.
We're keeping this one.
He knows who he is. He was chatting shit.
We're not starting no beef.
But apart from that, I wasn't.
Respect to him, though.
Yeah.
Respect to him for the
Can I just say,
critique.
whoever you are, yeah, shout out to you. If you want to,
We're not gonna say his name though.
If you want to email us again, email us again.
Shout out that brother, man.
Shout out,
shout out,
that brother. Just,
For real,
just
bro.
come
And
correct.
obviously, like
Come correct.
I have skills, and obviously that's an email where I can be contacted, and more time they're looking to get something out of it.
What
That's
do you
why
mean?
they're
Your private
addressing
one?
me. No, the
What, the Ramsay?
podcast email.
I can live with them emailing your private one. Hi, Yemi.
Yeah, of course.
You
You don't see that.
emailed them. You click. You pressed RHYMES. You typed rhymes like dimes. So why when you go email do you say hi Yemi? Like what's the logic?
Because he thinks.
To be fair though, Yemi's the anchor, innit?
No, Yemi's the champ. Yemi is Javi in Iniesta.
What are you
Ozzy.
mad about then?
Just say my name.
But Yemi's the anchor.
No, he
Now,
probably,
when
they
you
could probably say
now,
hi
let me
guys
listen.
or something.
It's like
It's like emailing. I'm not saying where it's bigger than, but it's like emailing Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And writing hi Envy.
But that
You
happens.
don't want something
though.
so trivial, just like
I think Angela Yee
hurt
gets
someone so
addressed
much.
just as Angela.
No, not when they email the Breakfast Club.
I think they do sometimes.
Have you ever emailed a business and just said, no, like, how can I put it? Like, if you email...
I get what you're trying to say.
Nah, bro, I'm just saying, you've said rhymes like that. There's 3 people on this podcast.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I feel you, bro.
Come on, man.
You're speaking for yourself, but I feel you.
Come on. Don't be
the minute someone addresses an email as strictly just hi Mo or like hi Mo.
And when that happens, he's gonna be happy, bro.
Bro, he's good.
Can I just say, yeah,
He's gonna be. We won't hear the end of it.
We'll accept that.
We won't hear the end of it.
I'm just saying, you know.
Look, man, a win for me is a win for you, man.
Shut up, bro. Shut up, bro. Shut the fuck up. He's an absolute... A win for me is a win for you, man.
I'm just trying to help my brother. Trying to put my brothers on.
Hey, man. If you want to address me, address him privately, fam.
And on that note, thank you for tuning in.
Grown man,
if you
pay
want to
tax, bruv. How dare you don't address me, fam.
Mohammed, can I finish?
Come on, run up on
Mohammed, can I
Do you know
finish?
who I am?
Yo, Mo, leave me alone, man.
Come on, rob them, fam.
Bro, you just talk. Anyway, thank you for tuning in again, once again. If you want to follow what we do on all the socials, we're on at Rhymes Dimes Pod. That's on all socials. And yeah, we will see you in a couple weeks' time. Until then, fool me once, shame on me. Wait, shame on you. Let me do that again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, suck your mum.
Feel you.
Just like that.
And on that note,
All right, God night, God bless.
we'll see you next time. Peace.
You're leaving a bit my rant on.
Why am I leaving your rant?